El Trafico happened this past weekend. I was there, and what a damn game. If you've never watched this game, the one thing you have to know if you're going to watch it is that it never disappoints. This derby match between the LA Galaxy and LAFC, they average 4 goals every time they play. And as we can see, 3-3, this game did not disappoint. And I said this in my last video, when these teams played, the LAFC cannot beat the LA Galaxy, even when the LA Galaxy is having their absolute worst season of all time in history. LAFC still cannot beat the LA Galaxy. And realistically, it has to be some kind of mental block because, I mean, ever since Zlatan came in and brought the LA Galaxy back to beat them 4-3 in that first match, I mean, ever since then, LAFC has underperformed, really, against an LA Galaxy teams that have not been good. And again, I said this in my last video, since LAFC came into the MLS, the LA Galaxy have not had good teams up until last season. And even with the LA Galaxy's lack of quality in the teams, I mean, they've had some great players, obviously, but even with the overall lack of quality, LA Galaxy still manages to beat LAFC. In the first match of the season at the Digs, I had some doubts. Obviously, LA Galaxy were terrible. They're still pretty bad record-wise, but the team had been playing terribly, but came out of there with a 2-2 draw. Perfect, we'll take it. This time around, the LA Galaxy were actually on a positive, on a higher note. They had been winning 3 of the last 4 or 5 matches, so things were looking up, but I still was not confident going into this game against LAFC. I was talking with my cousin who's an LAFC fan, you know, just what we thought the game was going to look like or end up as. I told him I thought it was going to be 3-1 LAFC just because I was not positive going into this, especially given all the external things that are going on with the club. But I also said it could go either way because that's how these matches are. And surprisingly, in the first 20 minutes, the LA Galaxy were dominating the game. They had the majority of the possession. They actually ended the game with the majority of possession, more shots. But first 20 minutes, I mean, LA Galaxy was just sitting back, and they eventually looked to play on the counter, which they did. They scored 2 goals in like 10 minutes. And the way LA Galaxy was unable to respond, from that point, I figured, I was like, Oz, you know what, this can get ugly real bad, real fast. Luckily, the LA Galaxy was able to get back into the match with a pretty bad handball by one of the LAFC defenders. Peg puts it away, 2-1, going into the half. Now, at the start of the second half, I was a little worried because notoriously, the LA Galaxy this season have been bad to start the second halves. They've given up goals in the first 5-10 minutes of every second half, almost seemingly. They have given up the most goals in the league so far this season. And again, like clockwork in this game, LAFC breaks out on a counter. Bouanga takes it all the way from the midfield line, all the way, scores the goal 3-1. And I was like, okay, well, it's as I predicted at this point. But LAFC's biggest mistake was when they went defensive. And I told this to my cousin at halftime. I was like, if you guys go defensive, you guys are going to let LA Galaxy back in the game. And that's exactly what happened. LA Galaxy started to put together some really nice plays, some really good passing sequences, which they'll opened it up to the second goal for Gabriel Peck. He scored a brace in this game. And then finally for the third goal, Mauricio Cuevas in the 97th minute puts in a beautiful cross to El Capitan, Maya Yoshida, scores a nice header in the bottom left corner, 3-3, 97th minute. LA Galaxy reigns supreme in the city of LA. LA is always blue, white, and yellow, baby.